Hello, my name is David Chill and I am the Hot Foil Guru. Welcome to our latest video. First of all, a number of people have left messages on YouTube and I've looked at those messages, and that's the reason today for producing this video, to answer some of the questions that you have posed on the channel. If you look under versatility in print or the hotfoiluk.com website, you should find us. Now today, although I'm no expert on foils, I do have enough knowledge, and I thought I would give you just a little introduction to some of the basic questions that people do ask when inquiring about foil printing, because foils sadly are not as simple as you would think. You're not able just to pick up a foil and use it on any product. There are different foils for different materials. But first I thought, let's start off and go back to basics and how foil is made. I have simplified this down for you. So foil starts off its life as a clear carrier, and it looks a little bit like this, and this is a clear mylar carrier. And then what happens in the foil process is, onto this material in the manufacturing process, they lay on a layer of glue or size. The next stage of the process is putting on the actual colour or the pigment. Now, of course, in the case of gold foil or silver foil, they're not using real gold or real silver. If that was the case, foil would be incredibly expensive. And to be honest, foil is not that expensive. So what they do is they get a coloured and vaporised aluminium product. So if you want a metallic green colour, they will colour that aluminium green. If they want it gold, it will be coloured gold, silver, silver, and so on. That layer is then put onto that layer of glue or size. And then the next stage is they put another layer of glue or size over that, and that allows the foil to stick to your substrate. Now, substrate is just a fancy word for the thing you're printing onto. So whether it be paper or board, leather or plastic, often there is a different layer of glue or size to allow that foil to adhere onto that product. So that is one of the reasons why you can't just pick up any old foil and use it on any product. And probably one of the questions I am most asked will be, what foil do I use? So the important thing is, go to your foil supplier. In the UK, it may be somebody like Kurtz or Foilco, Philips or API, who are the major retailers of foil, or it could be your local foil supplier. And say to them, I'm going to be printing onto a paper product or a wooden product or a leather product, and ask them for the correct formulation of foil. There are quite a lot of foils that you can use and will stick to leather, but what happens is, if you use the incorrect foil on a product, either it will come out very patchy, or it might come out very blotchy, or it may not give enough coverage and not give enough colour. So it's important to use the right foil for the right job. Moving on from there, foil, once it has been made, is rolled into what they call jumbos or master rolls, and then it is wound down for the various machines. In the UK, a standard roll of foil, like I have here, will often be 25 inches wide, or approximately 600 millimeters, and then this is taken onto a foil cutting machine and it is cut down to the width that you require. So if you're printing an item and your printing plate is 9 centimeters wide, your foil, to save money, should be approximately between 10 and 11 centimeters wide. If you're doing just a set of initials, you might only need a foil that is 3 centimeters wide. So where the foil manufacturers make their money is not on the foil that you use, it's often the foil that you waste. And I liken it to roast beef and mustard. Have you ever had a plate of roast beef for your Sunday dinner, and you put a big dollop of mustard onto the side of your plate, and then you use that to go with your roast beef, and what you're left with is the leftover mustard, which you then wash up and throw away. So how the mustard manufacturers make their money is often not on the mustard you've eaten, it's what you've thrown away. So always try and get the right foil width for the item you're printing, otherwise you will tend to waste a little bit of money. But don't go stupid. There's no point in getting a different width of foil for everything you're going to do. We often look at small, medium or large pieces of foil to go onto our machine, and yes, there will be a little bit of wastage, but that is inevitable. And to give you a rough idea, at the time of making this video, 2021, if I was printing something like a business card, which is roughly 85mm by 55mm, the cost will be approximately between 1/4 and 1/3 of a penny an impression. So if I were to print, say, 1,000 business cards, I would only be spending something like £3 to £5 as my foil cost to create those cards. So as I say, whilst it is gold and you think it's precious, it's not that expensive. Foil also comes in standard lengths. On this foil here, or this foil here, you'll notice that it is approximately 122 meters long, or 400 foot in old money. So this particular roll at the moment is approximately 50 centimeters wide. It would need to be cut down to go onto a hand machine, and is 122 meters long. You can also get wider foils, and here's an example of a foil that is 305 meters. I'll put the two together so you can see. So the one on my left is 122 meters, the one on my right is 305 meters, or about 1,000 foot. You can still use this on a hand machine, but obviously it's going to cost you a lot more. It will last you a lot longer, but the idea of the wider foils is so you don't have to change them so often. So these are more suited towards semi-automatic or automatic machines. The other thing that people often ask is, what colours do foils come in? Well, they come in a vast range of colours, from metallic colours through to matte or gloss colours such as this, to then a range of holographic colours. And here's an example of a holographic foil. What they don't do is they don't comply to Pantones. So if you have a customer that asks you for a specific Pantone colour, it would be unlikely that you're going to get a foil in that exact colour, and you might have a choice of half a dozen blues or half a dozen greens or half a dozen reds, and obviously you need to get to the closest colour to the foils that are available. And if you're starting out in foil printing, let me try and give you a guideline. Out of everything that is foil printed, probably gold, silver and now rose gold probably make up 90% of everything that you are going to be foil printing, and then the other colours, black, white, the matte or gloss colours, the holographic colours, make up that small 10% of all the other colours that you're going to be choosing. So you don't need to buy a vast range of different colours of foils. Now we've spoken about colours, I thought I would show you a couple of foil charts from a couple of UK suppliers. I have them here from Foilco and Kurtz, but of course there's other companies like Philips Foils and API. But taking the Kurtz chart, just so you can see and give you an idea, you'd think there'd just be one or two different colours of gold, and in fact there's light golds, there's dark golds, slightly more greeny golds, red golds, bronzy golds, even matte and satin golds, and that's before you get on to things like silvers and all the other colours. And I'm now going to just pick up the book from Foilco, and again just to give you an idea of just the sheer range of different colours and different styles of foils that there are. So when you're talking to your customers, try not to confuse things too much and ask them about the various shades they want, because that will probably just blow their mind. Earlier on in the video, we showed you a master roll of foil, And what I did want to show you was on each roll of foil you will see codes or numbers, and they relate obviously to a specific foil. The thing that's very confusing to everybody, including myself, is that no foil company seems to have the same codes. So depending which foil company you're going to, they'll all have different codes denoting their own different styles of foil. So do be aware that these are quite important. So keep a note of these when you're using a foil, and then you can refer back and exactly what the customer had. But sometimes they use numbers, sometimes they use letters, sometimes the companies use a mixture of numbers and letters, and none of them seem to correspond to each other. So they could have exactly the same foils, your suppliers, just under different code names. And then finally, we've mentioned about foils for printing onto paper and card and onto plastic and leather. We get asked a lot about foils for toner foiling or sublimation foiling or UFO foils. Now these foils are specific for that type of printing, which is putting foil over a toner. And the number of questions we get asked about, can I use a standard foil as a toner foil? The simple and quick answer is no. But also I've brought along one of these foils from our sister company, Ribbon Writer, and technically this is called a foil, but it's known as, instead of a hot foil, a heat transfer foil or transfer film. And these can only be used in the ribbon printers and the ribbon writers, and they can't be used on standard hot foil machines. So to confuse you even more, make sure that you're not ordering heat transfer film thinking it's hot foil, or vice versa. You can often tell these type of foils because they come as smaller rolls and often with thinner cores. But it's such a minefield out there and it confuses people so much. I thought I should let you know. So that's all from me for today, and thank you for all your questions. Sorry if it's taken me a long time to answer them, but I've been David Chill at Versatility in Print. We run the hotfoiluk.com website, and we're available on a UK number which is 01527 871 500, or please do read the captions below that will tell you all the details if you'd like to contact us. I do like to talk to people. I'm not so good on the internet, so do just give me a call and talk to a human being. Thank you very much.